This particular facility is located on 85.6 acres on the Brook City development, which is an old military base. The current building is 240,000 square feet, which includes a 90,000 square foot cell manufacturing area and a 65,000 square foot module assembly area. We're the only solar factory inside Texas that assembles and creates solar cells and solar modules, and we're the only N-type in the whole U.S. at this time. We selected Knepp Incorporated largely because of their tenacity and their ability to get things done quickly. We were under a very tight time schedule. We were under very severe budgetary constraints, and so we had to execute quickly and efficiently right from the very beginning.
The timeline that we were looking to meet was pretty aggressive. And given where we were before Mike joined, it seemed difficult for us to be able to achieve.
The ultimate goal was to be producing panels in June of 2014. June 27th, we were able to actually produce our first module.
I would categorize Knepp's ability in the technology field very high. They've worked with semiconductor before, they've worked with solar before, and definitely have worked with lots of big-scale recovery projects for the government, hurricane and disaster relief, etc. So they know how to mobilize. They definitely can bring in the right talent when they need to, they can bring in the right equipment when they need to, and they're networked very well to do that.
Mike came at a time where our organization, there was a tremendous amount of emotion, there was a tremendous amount of pride, and then having Mike and his team join and try to partner, there was a bit of a resistance. Ultimately, won the team over is he continued to focus on facts, and the deliverables were pretty clear.
Working with Knepp Incorporated is unique from the standpoint of I trust them. It's very difficult in the U.S., definitely in the construction business, in the world of construction itself, to always find people that you can trust right off the bat. I knew if they said something, I could take it to the bank or I could believe what they said.
The ability to be straightforward is there. You don't have to dance around anything with Mike.
That's the biggest piece and the reason why we chose to use them is their integrity, their honesty, and their willingness to jump through hoops when needed to get the job done.
One day we say we need this. In a normal setting, before he joined, it might have taken a process that would have maybe lasted a couple of weeks before we made a decision. With Mike, in many cases, it was the next day.
Again, it allowed me to rest a little bit better at night, knowing that I could call them and they could call the resources we need for any particular aspect of this particular project.
Always on projects like this, budget's a big deal, almost any project. And they were able to come in and value engineer the project, which allowed us to be able to bring the budget back in and meet the time schedule as well.
In solar, it's a very cost-intensive industry, so we had to take a look at the entire project and find ways to value engineer the project down to, number one, what we could afford, number two, to hit the schedule we need and still have everything in place that we needed to run our production line. So one aspect of solar manufacturing is the clean rooms. In semiconductor, you need a very, very high power or very detailed clean room. In solar, you don't need so much. So the first step that we took with Knepp Incorporated was look at the production floors and see what was really needed.
For example, our building is originally H1, H3, very hazardous and very expensive material, but they find out, oh, you can do that, just F1, very simple building. So we save a number of $1 million.
And we found that there was a large amount of roof and interlaid roof and maintenance space above our production floor that was designed in that we didn't actually need. And so we worked with them to literally rip out of the design to allow us to lower the cost, still provide an environment that our product could be successful. That saved us millions of dollars and clearly made the facility more maintainable.
They find lots of not only cost, construction quality management and schedule management. They also manage some lifting and moving machine also. They developed all our building more fast and more advanced quality. They have lots of performance for us.
So we actually had Knepp Incorporated oversee the installation of our tools. So they ran the project management of it, the fast tracking, the order of the tools install to try to optimize the schedule so that we could use less of our resources to try to manage all that and install much more efficient. We installed basically a 14-step front end, which is about 21 or 22 tools. And again, with their expertise in program management, we were able to coordinate the equipment suppliers with the mechanical, with the electrical, and themselves all on time. I would say the biggest thing that stands out with Knepp is they never give up. It doesn't matter what problem you throw at them, how intense the environment gets, how much is needed from them or even for us to succeed. They never give up.
They're just able to rally resources and they don't stop until they get it done.
Given some of the obstacles that we were facing, he was able to overcome them and demonstrate his ability to deliver. And that always makes a big difference. It's not just talk, it's actual results.
They will come at the problem a new way, they'll come at the problem a different way maybe, but they just won't stop. And that's why we went with them. That's why we continue to look to them for future projects. Too often we find if the problem's hard, if the project's hard, subcontractors or suppliers sometimes just say it can't be done. I've never heard Knepp say it can't be done, and that's why we use them.